Welcome back to KidsHopTV. Today, we're diving into earthquakes, those wild rumbles that literally shake up our planet. An earthquake is a sudden shaking of the ground caused by movement under Earth's surface. Think of it as the Earth stretching and cracking. We'll uncover 20 facts that'll change how you see the ground beneath your feet, from record-breaking quakes to animal instincts. Ready to have your mind blown? Let's get shaking. Fact 1. Most earthquakes happen along fault lines, the boundaries where massive tectonic plates meet. Picture the Earth's surface as a giant jigsaw puzzle, with plates constantly grinding, pulling apart, or crashing together. Fault lines are like the seams on a baseball, under constant pressure. That's why places like California and Japan get more quakes. They're right on these active edges. So next time you hear about a quake, chances are it happened on a fault line. Living on the edge is more literal than you think. Fact 2. Let's clear up focus and epicenter. The focus, or hypocenter, is where the earthquake starts deep underground. The epicenter is the spot on the surface directly above the focus, where the shaking is strongest. So, focus is the starting line. Epicenter is the main stage. The depth of the focus affects how much shaking we feel. Now you're thinking like a seismologist. Fact 3. Tectonic plates are the Earth's giant puzzle pieces, floating on a sea of hot, gooey rock. There are about a dozen major plates moving just centimeters a year, about as fast as your fingernails grow. This slow-motion drift shapes our world. Colliding plates build mountains, pulling apart creates valleys, and sliding past each other causes earthquakes. These plates are the planet's master architects. Every quake is part of this epic billion-year dance. The ground beneath us is always on the move. Fact 4. Earthquakes are all about pressure. Tectonic plates get stuck along fault lines, building up stress like a wound-up rubber band. When the pressure gets too much, snap! The rocks break, releasing energy as seismic waves. That's the earthquake you feel. A sudden, violent release after years of tension. It's the planet's way of letting off steam. All that energy travels fast, shaking everything in its path. Earthquakes are nature's ultimate pressure release. Fact 5. How do we measure earthquakes? The Richter scale was the classic, but now scientists use the moment magnitude scale for accuracy. Both scales are logarithmic. Each whole number jump means 10 times more shaking. So a magnitude 7 is 10 times stronger than a 6. The moment magnitude scale measures the fault's size, slip, and rock strength for a true picture of a quake's power. Those numbers tell us just how mighty the shake really was. Fact 6. Not all earthquakes are disasters. Most are tiny tremors, barely felt and only picked up by sensitive instruments. Millions happen every year, acting as the Earth's background noise. But the big ones? They can last minutes, topple buildings, and change cities. The range is massive, from harmless rumbles to city-shattering quakes. It's a reminder of nature's unpredictable power. Most quakes are gentle, but the rare big ones are unforgettable. Fact 7. Meet the seismologists, the detectives of the earthquake world. They study seismic waves, analyze data, and map out quake risks. Their work helps engineers, city planners, and emergency services prepare for future quakes. By understanding the past, they help keep us safe. Shout out to the seismologists keeping an eye on the planet's every move. Fact 8. The seismograph is a seismologist's best friend. It records ground motion, turning shakes into squiggly lines called seismograms. Modern seismographs are super sensitive, detecting vibrations we can't feel. These instruments are stationed worldwide, always listening for the Earth's whispers. Seismograms are the key to unlocking earthquake mysteries. Fact 9. Earthquakes can trigger more than just shaking. Landslides, avalanches, and tsunamis often follow big quakes, causing even more destruction. A quake under the ocean can launch a tsunami across entire continents. The domino effect of disasters is real. Earthquake's impact can reach far beyond the initial rumble. Fact 10. The most powerful earthquake ever? Chile, 1960. A magnitude 9.5. The Great Chilean earthquake unleashed energy hundreds of times greater than an atomic bomb. It ruptured a fault for 1,000 kilometers and triggered a tsunami that crossed the Pacific. Waves over 80 feet high hit Chile, Hawaii, Japan, and beyond. This quake literally changed the map. It's the ultimate reminder of our planet's raw power. Fact 11. Some places are earthquake hotspots. California's San Andreas Fault and Alaska's active boundaries make them America's most quake-prone states. Japan sits on the Ring of Fire, where 4 tectonic plates meet. No wonder it's always shaking. These regions lead the world in earthquake preparedness and engineering. For them, it's not if, but when. Living in quake country means always being ready. Fact 12. Aftershocks are smaller quakes that follow the main event. They happen as the crust settles into its new position after the big jolt. Aftershocks can last days, weeks, or even years, and can still be dangerous. The bigger the main quake, the more aftershocks you'll get. They can damage already weakened buildings and stress out survivors. Aftershocks are the unpredictable sequels to the main event. The shaking isn't always over when you think it is. Fact 13. Foreshocks are small quakes that sometimes happen before a big one. The catch? You can't tell a foreshock from any other small quake until after the main event. Not all big quakes have foreshocks, and not all small quakes lead to something bigger. This makes prediction nearly impossible. Foreshocks are a mysterious, unreliable clue in earthquake science. Fact 14. Some earthquakes happen so deep underground we never feel them. Deep focus quakes occur hundreds of kilometers down, often within subducting plates. Most felt quakes are shallow, but deep ones are hidden, their energy weakened before reaching the surface. Scientists are still unraveling how these deep quakes happen. It's a silent world of seismic activity far below our feet. The Earth is shaking even when we can't tell. Fact 15. Can we predict earthquakes? Sadly, no. The process is too chaotic and hidden underground for exact predictions. Scientists have tried everything from foreshocks to animal behavior, but nothing is reliable. What we can do is forecast probabilities over years or decades. This helps with building codes and emergency planning. The dream of predicting the next big one remains out of reach. Fact 16. Earthquake-resistant buildings are engineering marvels. Flexible designs, base isolators, and shock-absorbing dampers let buildings dance with the quake instead of fighting it. Base isolation puts buildings on rollers, absorbing ground motion. Dampers act like giant shock absorbers, reducing sway. The goal: let buildings move safely, not collapse. Smart architecture saves lives. Fact 17. What should you do during an earthquake? Drop, cover, and hold on. Drop to your hands and knees to avoid being knocked over. Get under a sturdy table or desk, or cover your head and neck if nothing's nearby. Stay away from windows and heavy objects that could fall. Hold on to your shelter until the shaking stops. Don't run outside. Most injuries happen near exits. This simple drill can save your life. Fact 18. Earthquakes reshape the planet. A single quake can lift or drop land, create new cliffs, or flood coastlines. Over millions of years, these forces build mountains and carve valleys. The Himalayas, for example, are still rising thanks to earthquakes. Destructive, yes, but also creative. Quakes are nature's sculptors. The Earth is always under construction. Fact 19. Can animals sense earthquakes before we do? There are countless stories of pets acting weird before a quake, barking, hiding, or fleeing. Some scientists think animals feel tiny foreshocks or changes in the environment. There's no solid proof, but the idea of animal early warning is fascinating. Maybe our furry friends know more than we think. Fact 20. Earthquakes are a sign of a living, changing planet. Plate tectonics recycle the crust, build continents, and make Earth habitable. Without these forces, our world would be lifeless and dull. Earthquakes are the planet's growing pains, a reminder of its power and beauty. Understanding them helps us stay safe and appreciate our amazing home. And that's a wrap. 20 mind-blowing earthquake facts. From tectonic plates to animal instincts, we've covered the wild world beneath our feet. Remember, drop, cover, and hold on, and stay curious about our ever-changing planet. Thanks for joining me on my life. If you learned something new, hit like and subscribe. What natural phenomena should we explore next? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe, stay curious, and see you in the next video. Peace.